Hello Aquarius, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with the highest good. I'm seeing a lot of air energy coming through. Alright, we're starting off with the Seven of Pentacles. You can feel like you're in a bit of an in-between right now, maybe waiting for something to happen. You're like, I've kind of done all I can for this, I just need to see what happens now. For some of you, you even submitted something and you're waiting to hear back. I'm seeing that you're about to get information about this. Some sort of news or update even about this thing that you've been waiting on. For some of you, you or somebody you know has something going on with their knee. I'm seeing somebody with a knee brace on here. So whatever this thing is that you invested in, I'm seeing like shortly there's going to be like a conversation, information coming in, like news about this, an update about this, something, a notification even. It carries with it something unexpected, but I'm also seeing there being like a working together or joining of forces that's happening here. It may sort of be like unexpected the way that this comes about. Why? Whatever it is, I'm seeing that you're like not on your own to deal with this. I'm seeing there be like other people sort of like rallying around you or that are going to be working with you through this. So even though something is happening here that like you didn't expect to hear or you didn't think was going to be part of this, I'm seeing that something is incorporated into this that you may not have been anticipating. However, you're not left alone to like pick up the pieces or figure this out or whatever. With the Three of Pentacles here, like there are people that are working with you, that are willing to work with you. So there's like a team effort, a collaborative effort here. I'm seeing Pisces. I'm specifically hearing North Node, but I'm seeing Pisces and I'm also seeing Mars here. There can also be a fire sign that's connected with this as well. Some of you haven't gotten this information yet, but you're going to be getting this information. Some of you, a Pisces is involved in this. For some reason, it's like you don't see the information coming until it's like right in front of you. So you kind of like don't know that it's on the way, and then it just sort of like appears is the way that this is coming through. And it seems like something is going on where, I don't know, there's something about like who's in charge sort of going back and forth here. Maybe the one that you feel has more say within this situation. There's even like a character that is here behind the scenes. And I don't know if it's just like somebody's character that's behind the scenes. So like you have the person in front of you, but you just like haven't seen this side of them. Or if there's like a whole nother person that's connected with this. But I'm seeing there be like a desire to work with somebody through this. Somebody may also be like a bit low-key. Like the way that this is coming through, I feel like somebody's character may not have fully like stepped into that with you. Like maybe they haven't fully showed this to you yet. I feel like it's this certain side of them. This can also be someone sort of like keeping feelings to themselves. Like I'm seeing that this is somebody that you like work with, or you connect with this person, or you guys are like working together on something, or like trying to collaborate, whether this be in your work life or your personal life. And I'm seeing that there's like something budding between you and this person. So it's like this. You're waiting on something over here. I'm seeing that you get like an update about this, okay? And what I'm seeing unfold, surprisingly, is you like end up working with someone. But I'm getting that it like had not been anticipated that this would be happening. But it's really nice because to have the Tower and the Three of Pentacles, it's like whatever this is that sort of unfolds that wasn't anticipated, you're not alone to deal with that. Like you have at least one other person, if not a few other people that you're working with together. Then what I'm seeing is that there's either like a person that's working behind the scenes, or what I feel like is more likely within this scenario is kind of like not seeing a particular side of somebody that may actually be, you would be like fond of this side of them. This isn't like somebody's character coming out and you being like, oh, I wish I never saw that in the first place. Like you could have kept that hidden. I'm not seeing it be like this. I'm seeing it be more so, for some reason, this may have not been your like impression of this person. And then I'm kind of seeing, I'm hearing company, and then I'm seeing it's like their more like assertive side comes out, or like a more dominant energy within them. It's more like, I got this, like that sort of thing. And I'm seeing there be like attraction that's associated with that. Now, attraction can mean many, many different things. So it can be somebody where you're like, wow, I really admire the way that you like take control in these situations, or maybe I'm like actually attracted to you physically, or I feel so inspired by how creative you are, you know. So attraction can mean many different things, but I'm seeing there be this this even, I don't want to use the word flirty because it's not necessarily like that. For some of you it is in this situation, but for others of you it's just like you feel really drawn to this person, and I'm seeing there be a connection, but it only budded because you guys were working together, and that only happened because there was like something unexpectedly. It's like a bump that you didn't think was going to be in the road, that at first you're like, oh, there's a bump here, like I didn't think that was going to be there, and then you guys end up working together. So it kind of just is this thing that feels very like fated in the way that it happens. So at first you may see the Tower and be like, I wasn't expecting this, but I'm actually seeing that it brings you together with somebody and you end up like really connecting with them. And it may like have you rethinking like what's going on for you in your personal life as well. Like I'm seeing that also be part of this too. Like this may be something that encourages you to even like perceive yourself in a different light. What's interesting as well is that it looks like the same like person that is behind you being updated about whatever this is that you're waiting on, they they're somehow connected with like all of this as well. I don't know if they may also be this person that you end up connecting with too. I'm seeing something here that you're thinking about. What it looks like is that something needs to be reevaluated here and maybe even like rediscovered in a more fitting way for you. Because there could even be, you could take some time for yourself, but there can also be a part of you that like doesn't want this right now. Why Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords? That can mean having to do something or have a conversation or like lay something down that you may like fear doing that or like not want to do that or just feel like it's really challenging for you mentally to have to do. Like a bit of an exercise that's uncomfortable. So anyway, what I'm seeing is that there's something that you're waiting on behind the scenes. I'm seeing there be like somebody that's here, and I'm seeing there be like information that you're getting that's connected with. Okay, there are a couple different ways to interpret this. You could be doing something within your personal life that you're like not really telling anybody that you have going on. I'm seeing that there's information that you're going to get about this. So this can be anything, really, that you have going on that just feels like something that you may be keeping more private at this point. But I'm seeing it's like well into the process already. Like you're much further than halfway done with whatever process this is, whatever cycle this is. So I'm seeing it be closer to being finished. It's like between the middle and the end of this is how I'm seeing it, this process. So I'm seeing is that like you may be sort of like more private with what it is that you have going on, and I'm seeing there's information that you're going to get and it looks like it comes from a person. What I'm getting to is that there's something here that you weren't seeing before that then you end up seeing. And it does feel like it's connected with a person. So it's like you could have perceived this person in one way, and then I'm seeing something happens. It's to have the Hanged Man in the Tower. This can be, Hanged Man is about sort of like surrendering our old perspective so we can gain a new one. And it can also be connected with like epiphanies that we have as well. But to have it connected with the Tower, this may come about in a very abrupt way. And like something pops up for you that's connected with a person, how you're connecting with them and how you're perceiving them, and maybe even how you feel like towards them. But I'm seeing it's just like you hadn't seen them like this before. Like that's the energy. And then you do see them in like this different light, whatever that may be. But I'm seeing something that looks, there are a couple different ways to interpret the way that you may see this person. There's definitely an element of attraction, but there can be other things that come along with that as well. So I don't want to say it's only just an attraction that you feel. There can be other things that pop up that like subjectively may be desirable or undesirable to you. It just depends on how you perceive this particular energy. And for some of you too, you may like put a pause on things only because you feel thrown off about this coming out. So I don't know, like for some of you, it's just, I'm seeing so many different energies here and so many different ways that like this particular energy can come through. Like for some of you, this person like starts hitting on you, but I'm not seeing that be the only way. Like they may want to hang out with you more often. Like they may show like some sort of interest in you, or they may just be like seeking you out more often. There's just something that feels like a bit of a spark between you guys. But again, like depending on what the context is of this and also what you're looking for within your life, your perception of this is going to be different. Some of you, you may have an open space within this area of your life and you're going to welcome this in. For others of you, you have other commitments going on and you're like, I can't handle this right now. Like this is something that I feel like is going to be more of a distraction than anything. So it's just going to depend on, like, I can't speak for you and say how you're going to perceive this. It just depends on what position that you're in, how you take this. But there is like something that feels like a bit magnetic here, at least, even if other things are connected with this. So then for some reason I'm seeing like after this thing manifests where you're like seeing this person in this light, I'm seeing there be a pause on things just for like a minute, like maybe just taking, I don't know, it's like you need to like come back and collect yourself for a moment. And I'm seeing that there's like something about a connection and you working with this person, but there can also be a feeling of, I don't know about that. And why this feeling of I don't know about that is coming up, you're gonna have to decide for yourself. Like for some of you, there can be many, many reasons why the Four of Cups can come up. It can be like a connection feels scary to me, or like now is not the time to be doing that, or I don't feel like I'm in the right headspace for that, or like not feeling worthy of this sort of thing. Like, so it's all just going to depend on you and where you are and what your reasons are, and only you would know what that is for you. Maybe you feel like it's not appropriate for some of you. And for some of you, I wonder too if you have like some sort of history with this person as well. For some of you, this does feel like somebody that you're getting to know. For others of you, it just may be a different side of someone, or like you hadn't thought of them in that way, and then something happens and you are thinking of them differently. Maybe you're also mindful of like what's motivating you as well. Because you could feel like an attraction to this person and be like, but what else is going on there too? Even when it comes to like working with somebody, you could be attracted to the way that somebody like gets their work done, or kind of their like mission of what they hope to accomplish, but then not agree with like other ways that they do things, you know, or maybe feel like they're inconsistent or something like that. Yeah, again, I do feel like this is starting to feel more and more like a person is reaching out to you to connect with you. Like I'm seeing somebody seeking you out here to have a conversation with you. Like they may even want to clarify something here. But I'm getting that you'd been sort of like waiting on an update or waiting to hear back from them, something like that. It's not easy for them to come to you with this, is what I'm seeing. It's interesting that that's being shared. I don't know if it just has to do with approaching you or if it's like the actual information. This person may have a bit of a hard time being vulnerable, is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some Leo in this person's chart. For some of you, they have a Leo Mercury. Yeah, I'm seeing like This person that's coming through to talk to you, they may have like some pride or a bit of an ego you would perceive on them, but the reason that it comes up is because they've like been hurt before, and I'm seeing they're like a bit scared of being vulnerable. But they may want to talk to you about like the way that they've acted before in the past with you, because I'm seeing like they may have done something because they felt triggered, but I'm seeing they like regret that, and that may be why it's not easy for them to come to you with this. I feel for sure like they reacted to something and then later on were like, oh, why did I do that, like that sort of thing. Which is a good thing, right? Because this shows like somebody being self-aware enough to be like, oh, I acted in a way that wasn't in alignment like with my values. And so this person is connected with like their values, at least enough to be self-aware that they didn't like the way that they behaved, or maybe don't prefer to behave that way with you. So that is at least progress, you know, rather than somebody not being accountable at all. But I'm getting it's like not easy for them to come with you. Again, I'm seeing some Leo in this person's chart. All of us have Leo in our charts. When you think about Leo, Leo is ruled by the sun, okay? And the sun is our ego. It's like our energy and stuff like that. So people that have like primary Leo placements sometimes can struggle with, it's like Leo is like the center of the room and the energy. And so Leo energy is very much like I'm the main character within my story. And so if somebody were not feeling that way, or they were feeling like criticized or insecure about something, even though it would have been a projection, you may have triggered something within them, which is their stuff to deal with, you know, that's not your responsibility. But you may have sort of gotten the backlash for something here, but I'm seeing there be like sadness or regret, or them just being like understanding that they were triggered and then not feeling good about that, okay? Yeah, I'm seeing them want to come through and talk to you. Yeah, they feel like it wasn't aligned. This person may also have like Taurus placements or 9th house placements too. 2nd house placements. The Hierophant represents Taurus, but it also represents the 9th house. And Taurus rules the 2nd house. And the 9th house is Sag. So yeah. Yeah, no, this person, they may perceive themselves actually. I like how we're getting just this analysis of how this person perceives themselves and what's going on with them. I'm seeing that this person perceives themselves as maybe, they could perceive themselves as being spiritual, as being like educated in some way, as being some sort of like teacher or guide. But also to have the strength and also the Hierophant here, like they may really value a position that they have. And so if something were to like criticize or offend them in relation to that, that's where you would see this pop up for them, because of their ego sort of being attached to this, their identity being attached to that. So if that got punctured in any way, it's something where you're going to see a reaction from this person, or at least you did within this scenario. But I am seeing them come through and want to talk to you, and they feel like this is the right thing to do and this is what they're being guided to do, but it doesn't feel easy for them. It does not feel easy for them, but they feel like they need to be doing this. Yeah, they feel like because of the way that they reacted, they lost out on something that they wanted. Because 9 of Cups, 5 of Cups, this is like I had something in my hands and I dropped it. Like maybe fumbled a bit. But it's because they like weren't willing to be open within a situation. This does feel like they're coming back around though to try to resolve things or patch them up in some way. I will say this too, like with the Hierophant energy too, like Taurus Taurus, we're just talking about the shadow of these energies for the most part because the Five of Swords is here. So this is like what do they act like when they're triggered or when they're really like digging in. And all of us have these energies in our chart, so all of us can connect and tap in with this energy. This isn't just for those people. This is for all of us inclusively. Taurus, when it is feeling triggered, can be a bit stubborn. Even when they're not triggered, can be feeling a bit stubborn, like archetypally speaking, okay? So this person could have felt like something offended their ego and could have responded in a way that they became like even more stubborn or even obstinate within a situation and like didn't back down, but maybe became even more aggressive or something like that. Could have said something, whatever it is, but they feel like because of this happening, it kind of closed off the opportunity for them to grab onto something that was like right in front of them essentially, and they feel like they lost out on something that they really would have wanted. And I'm seeing there be like a recognition of like, oh, it was my attitude, like that's why. Like it seems like there's responsibility here, accountability. It seems, we'll say. If you decide to engage and have this conversation with them, the guidance is just to be genuine, to be honest, to be balanced, and to be fair. Sort of like treat this person with compassion and be honest with yourself about what you want. And don't let anger or resentment hold you back from what you want. So make sure that however it is that you like connect within the conversation with this person, that you don't then do something that you're going to be like, I wish I would have handled that differently. Okay. And playing off of taking how things have gone before in the past and what's happened because of that and like learning from that is going to help you apply it for this like upcoming conversation, so you can get a more desirable interaction and potential result, okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.